Hello. Hello everyone, my name is Amy Mae Dolan. I am a principal dancer in the very much celebrated and global sensation that is Riverdance. I have been a part of Riverdance for 4 years now, and I have travelled all over the world getting to dance the show I have loved my entire life. But right now, I am an injured dancer. That even feels strange to say. I wanted to come on and make this video and kind of just have a real honest discussion about what it's like to deal with an injury. Because whether you're a dancer or a runner or a footballer or any kind of athlete, people seem to have an understanding immediately of physical impact. The fact that maybe you can't walk or that you can no longer dance or run, or that you might need some help to get from A to Z. But I feel like as dancers, especially just because I know dancers a little bit better than other athletes, I think it takes us even some time to come to terms with the mental effects of having an injury. Since I opened up on social media and on YouTube about actually having an injury, I was really surprised at the amount of dancers who contacted me and have said, thank you so much for being so open and honest about being injured. As dancers, I think we tend to be afraid to show vulnerability. I feel like whenever we are out of control of our body, it just sets in these huge fears and almost a sense of embarrassment, to the point where we don't like to tell people that we are injured. She had said to me, I feel better about being injured now, knowing that someone else out there is also injured. So with that being said, I thought, why don't I get a little bit deeper into this and actually talk about how I'm dealing with this, how I'm feeling, how it happened, a really honest, casual discussion to hopefully help even one dancer or athlete, runner, swimmer, gymnast, anyone, just help someone out there who has felt like their passion has just been stripped away from them for a certain amount of time until their body is able to do it again. Sorry, I'm totally getting off my plan I have here. If you're new here, please hit subscribe and hit the bell button to be notified on all my future videos. And if you're already maybe enjoying this video, please hit that like button. Okay, so I'll start by talking about how my injury actually happened. It was a very beautiful day. I drove from Achigarn to Slane Castle in County Meath. So it was about a 3-hour journey, and my excitement to get to Slane Castle, to know that I was going to be dancing with Riverdance for the day after having spent a certain amount of months in lockdown. So I get out of my car and see this extraordinary, beautiful Slane Castle, start to see people from Riverdance, my friends, and just that sense of emotion that I always seem to get when I'm doing something connected with the show, just feeling so content and happy to be there. We're starting to kind of rehearse the performance, and I was worried about one part of my routine. So I took myself off to the very corner of the stage, and it was a big stage just outside the castle. The sun was shining down on it. I went up in the air, and whenever I came down, I kind of just felt my ankle roll and I was on my bum. The troupe were rehearsing a big troupe part, so there's only a couple of people seeing me do it. Automatically, you get up, you shake your foot off, you walk it out, and you say, you're gonna be fine. I danced through rehearsals for about another 10-15 minutes, and it was just not okay. It did not feel good, and there was a tear in my eye. There was that feeling of I don't know how to describe this, but there's a feeling of pain throughout your entire body. Your shoulders are raised up. I look down at my foot and I can see it getting bigger. The swelling is starting to happen, and it's just that questioning. Do I dance on? Do I not? How serious is this? Can I dance good enough to represent the show? Battling all the feelings throughout my body, that kind of tingling sensation of your body telling you to stop, this is not, you shouldn't keep dancing. Fighting that, and then just kind of fighting that drive and determination and desire to dance. And I I had to pull out. I had to tell everyone there's something wrong. This isn't right. As soon as the doctor tells me, I'll never forget it, she back into the little room where I sat by myself. At this point my foot was huge. I think I have pictures, so I'll insert pictures. And in my heart I knew something was wrong. If it wasn't a fracture, there was ligament damage or whatever. So the doctor came back in and she put me over the story again, tell me what happened. And I finished the story by saying, and this part just really, really hurts. And she handed me a tissue and she said, that's because there's a fracture. This doctor had seen the Born to Riverdance documentary, read my x-ray. She knew this was going to have a significant mental impact on me, and I started to bawl my eyes out immediately. In some ways, and this is a weird thing to say, the timing was good for me. If this had happened in January or February this year, the timing would have been so extremely bad. It would have meant be a part of what ultimately was the biggest performance of my life. That kind of entered my head instantly, and maybe that is that thing of like trying to see the positive straight away. I thought to myself, okay, this is bad. This means I'm not going to get to dance, which has really, during lockdown, has really been my like escape from everything, my form of exercise. I was choreographing little things. I was really enjoying just having like the freedom to just create any kind of dance, and those things were stripped away from me instantly. And also the first thing that came into my head was, will I ever dance the same again? And now I have realised that that's exactly what comes into kind of everyone's head when they first get injured. I get back to that pre-injury level that I was at. I think before we move on any further, I think it's important to say that you can do pretty much anything you want if you put your mind to it, and if you take on advice and work hard and be consistent with rehab and recovery and be determined enough to be better than what you were before an injury, I think it's possible. Fast forward a couple of weeks and I've got to know that after having an MRI scan, I've gotten to know that yes, my fracture is significant, but I've also done soft tissue damage that's going to take a lot of rehab and work to help improve. Initially I was upset, angry, shocked, like unbelievably shocked whenever, and you know, I almost feel like to say to the doctor, you don't understand what that means. Like, to you, you're telling someone that they can't dance for a few months. To me, you're taking away something I've done every single day of my life. That probably sounds extremely dramatic, but anyone who goes through an injury will understand that. Like, you are your most dramatic, kind of like crazy self, like a little bit numb. I think for the first 2 days I was quite numb. You know, like, what does this mean? I'm on crutches. I can't do anything for myself, and it was, I don't know if this video is making any sense. I am a very much a person that if something happens, my next thought is, okay, so how do I fix it? And I just felt like I had to sit with my foot up and wait, and I just felt so out of control. And then of course you research and you can take vitamins and supplements and you can get good sleep and you can drink a lot of water and you can avoid certain foods. Dancing is when I feel truly most alive, excited, and that was gone. Less myself, less positive, less motivated. I was blaming myself a lot. You know, had I warmed up properly? Should I have went off to the corner of the stage, a stage I didn't know, and should I have bounced up in the air? Another thing I think that is happened to me in the 7 weeks is that I kind of questioned my identity a little bit. Who am I when I'm not a dancer? Like, everyone my entire life has said, oh, there's a dancer, or are you the dancer? Or Amy May the dancer, or the wee girl that dances. Every single day I took time to dance. If I was like in my bedroom without even thinking about it, I would dance in front of the mirror. What makes up your day if you don't spend a couple of hours dancing? Or what exercise do I do if I'm not dancing? So if you're feeling that, that's totally normal too. I'm in a better kind of positive mindset now where I just think I'm accepting. I have accepted that that's what's happened. This is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to come back stronger. So now that you have a little piece of my story, after a lot of blabbering, I'm sure you're thinking, Amy May, can you get to the point of helping me in some way in this video? And I am there. So what is helping me? Like, first thing, and it took me a couple of days, no, it took me a lot more than a couple of days to get to, and that was accepting reality. So you are in a little bit of denial when it first happens. It's like, no, that x-ray result wasn't right, the doctor's not right, or I'm seeing the doctor in 3 weeks, but whenever he sees me I'll be walking without crutches and he's gonna say, oh, it was a mistake. Like, this was the denial going on in my head. Or looking down at my foot and seeing the bruising and thinking, no, there's no soft tissue damage, there's nothing wrong with the soft tissue. Like, there was a sense of denial. But once I accepted reality and accepted this is happening to me, this is something I can take control of. You know, I keep saying how I felt like I wasn't in control of my body, but I can control this. I can control my mindset. Your mindset is ultimately critical to recovering. So I went from denial to acceptance, and then when I had acceptance, I could make a plan. I accepted it. This has happened. Like, look down at my bruised, swollen foot. There is no denying this, Amy May. Now make a plan and stick to it and get better. So I did. I just decided that whenever I see my doctor in 3 weeks, I was going to ask this question, this question, this question, this question. I was going to do whatever it takes to make this process easy, quick, and ultimately make sure that this injury is not just gone temporarily, but gone for forever. I'm very, very lucky that I ultimately, with the timing of the global pandemic, I have time to just kind of rest, recover, rehab, retrain, regain fitness. It's also important to make an honest assessment of coming back. So it would not have been an honest assessment for me to have said, I'm going to be like not walking for 3 weeks, in a boot 9, 10 weeks, however long it's going to be, and then I'm going to dance the week after. That's one extreme, but that's not an honest assessment. Part of the acceptance is the idea of being very honest with yourself and giving yourself a plan that you can actually stick to and can actually get the results you need. So the next thing that is helping me, or will help me more when I can do more of it, that is treating rehabilitation as training. So like, whenever you're training for your dancing or your sport, whatever it might be, you kind of have an end goal. Just have that kind of like underlying determination and motivation to reach something. I thrive when I am busy and have feeling productive and feel like I am making the most of every day, my life, my time. And to me, treating rehab as like training makes me feel motivated, and it makes me feel like I am doing something to help myself, and it makes me feel like I'm doing something to help my dancing, which is what I lived by every single day. I've just wanted to improve my dancing that day. It is ultimately a form of training that is going to make you like fitter, healthier, stronger, just a better dancer, ultimately, is what I'm trying to say. So treating your rehab as training, committing to the rehab, it helps you mentally, because now you feel like yourself again. Seeing the rehab and what I'm doing to help my foot as a way of training has really, really helped me just feel a little bit more fulfilled and motivated and content that every day I'm doing something to be a better dancer. Okay, so another thing that has another thing that has drastically helped me is finding ways to reduce stress, such as like mental training. When you have something like an injury, you have to be really good at relaxing. And there is such a thing as like relaxation training. Something that I'd heard about before and had kind of tried before to help me sleep. But this is something that's helping me relax as well during being injured. So you literally go through each muscle in your body and you clench it like really, really, really tight, and you hold it for like 10 seconds and then release. And that muscle will then relax. But you want to do that like throughout your whole body. So your toes, your ankles, your calves, your hamstrings, your glutes. your abdominals, your triceps, your back muscles, even like your face, like clench it really tight and then relax. I was really struggling to sleep and I was getting really annoyed because I was like, I need sleep to recover, but I can't sleep. And this is one of the things I tried, as well as like just reading to sleep. And I got lavender spray for my pillow and just anything that's going to help you kind of reduce that feeling of anxiety, because you've got to remember, dancing releases endorphins and makes you feel a certain way that helps you feel more like rounded as a person. Whenever that is like stripped away from you, you don't feel like yourself, you're not getting the endorphins that you would usually get every single day, and you're just, it is hard to like sleep and stuff. Also, you're not using as much energy. You know, you could come home from a dance class exhausted, ready to sleep. After a big high intensity performance, I'm ready to sleep. I wasn't getting that. So that relaxation training of clenching the muscles and relaxing was one thing that really helped me. Another thing to remember is that any kind of tension you're holding in your body, muscle tension or any kind of anxiety or worry you're holding within your body, it suppresses your it suppresses your immune functions and will ultimately hinder recovery. Alex, keep it down! It's important to remember that a peaceful mind encourages healing. The last little thing that I feel like is important for anyone that's going through an injury, and it's very hard to actually see it like this, but that is to embrace your time off. Not sound like I'm embracing my time off dancing, but it is something I am almost trying to. I do have more time to kind of reflect on how much dancing means to me. You know, the fact that it's been taken away from me has just allowed me to see how much it means to me to be a dancer, how much I love it. I'm not done dancing. I love it. I'm just not done. It's also given me time to test other activities and see you know what that adds to my day, like more time to like bake, more time to read, more time to just totally relax. I've had more time to kind of research things about my future and where I see myself and everything. So embrace the time off. The first few weeks or the first week or so, I was kind of wasting it by just being upset, just being miserable because I was injured. Embracing having the time to just heal. Be such a blank, rested canvas, ready to take on whatever training I throw at it. Connect with your family, and you know, if you're not running like crazy to dance in class, but you have time to just sit and talk to your parents when usually you're gone out of the house at that time, that's good. Don't have to be productive, but if it is something productive, great, to fill your time and just enjoy it. So I will end by saying that I do hope to bring a little bit more videos on this like journey, just again to help anyone that's going through an injury, and to kind of just see how I'm going to have 100% many down days, many struggles, many days where I go back to that kind of denial thing, many days where I ask myself again, why me? Why did I get injured? But ultimately, someday in the future, I'm going to come out of this injury and I'm going to dance a full Countess Kathleen and I'm going to be very excited about it. So again, I must say that this is all just my experience, and the idea behind this video is that if it helps one person, then I'm happy. That's like enough for me. If it's just one person feels like, oh, I can relate to that in so many ways, it's kind of made them relax more in the fact that they're injured and they have a journey ahead of them. But ultimately it's going to happen to nearly everyone at some point in their competitive careers, professional careers, life after their professional careers, that there is ultimately a time when you face a big hurdle. And I just really wanted to open up the conversation about how, like, yes, people appreciate that you're physically injured, but it's important that people around you acknowledge the fact that this is ultimately affecting you mentally more than it is physically. Okay, so I guess I will end the video here because I've done a lot of chatting. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please hit subscribe and hit the bell to be notified on all my future videos. Recently, I have been loving the comment section of this channel. I feel like I'm getting to know a lot of my subscribers really, really well by the comments they're leaving, and we're having conversations, getting to know each other, so keep that up. If you've never connected with me whilst being on this channel, just literally say hello and I can get to know you in the comment section. As always, ask me any questions you have. Please make sure to check out some of my other videos. I talk a lot about my injury, and you can see my hospital appointments and stuff in my recent vlog. If you like this video, I'm pretty sure you'll like that. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Where is that? I don't know if I'm making any sense of that, but I keep getting lost in my thoughts.